90.3 KEXP here in Seattle. I'm Stevie Zoom. Thanks for tuning in. Wonderful, glorious Sunday afternoon outside, and we are ready for some music here inside with Stephen Malkmus and the Jicks, who performed last night, finishing the U.S. tour, I believe.
Correct.
And are kind enough to hang out with us for a few songs this afternoon. So thanks very much for being here. If you're ready for a couple of songs, that'd be wonderful.
Totally.
Sure. The first song we're going to do, it's off Wig Out at Jagbags, our record that came out in January, and it's called The Janitor Revealed.
1, 2, 3, 4. I was up for just about anything, even hungry, ready to spring. Soon enough, you know, my time will come. We weren't put on this earth to shine, destined for greatness by design. Speed bumps you must navigate, rigid shoulders interrupting fate. I often jump cut to my future days. Capital wealth is on display. Casual confidence to say, in the constant tizzy, side ride I'm busy. Won't you open up the door? Place cap building, try to stop killing me with kindness. Day by mistake. Shuffle on by, will the inevitable ever arrive? You're slow and steady, but you won't win the race. Pardon me while I jump the queue. I got much better things to do. In a constant tizzy, side ride I'm busy. Won't you open up?
Did you say a couple?
Yeah, a couple. Couple could be one more.
That was about 3 songs in one, so the bass player's really ready to go. Her name's Joanna. She came to play bass.
passivity with guilt, without which we cannot curb our instincts to abominate it all. The chop to the atoms, apple commemorates your fall. Right angles, triangles, no forgiveness. Ironic, Byronic, post not blue. Let your guard, Son of the Lord, symbolic death drive. Suffer, die, so you can give. Dud ammunition, so I can't criticize and eulogize it all. I'm a connoisseur, a scrapple, alone as someone else. Right angles, triangles, no forgiveness. Ironic, Byronic, postmodern blue. It's your girl.
It's live music here at 90.3 KEXP, Stephen Malkmus and the Jicks. And performing last night here in town, finishing the U.S. tour. And again, thanks so much for being here. Stephen, Joanna, Mike, Jake are all here. And again, thanks for coming in. Tour is ended. Does this end of this tour have any different feeling than tours gone by?
It's pretty perfect weather. Sometimes tours end in dark places, snowy, like ice storms. And perhaps it's a nice representation of how the tour went, like, because it ended on a sunny note.
I know you had a pretty extensive U.S. tour. You probably did have your share of what was going on with weather the last couple months.
OMG. Do you know what's going on in the Midwest this winter? We were blessed out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's people streaming out there, and I feel for you people. I hope it's better now.
Yeah. The album, as Stephen mentioned, that came out at the beginning of the year, Wig Out at Jag Bags. I think I can speak for most public radio DJs who've enjoyed saying that this year. A nice new catchphrase to start the year.
I know, you're just doing these public service announcements for good causes, and now you actually get to say, like, Jag Bag on the air. You always wanted to, right?
It just started off the year with just what we needed.
Yeah, it's light and lively, cheap and cheerful, loose yet tight, just like us.
Now, you recorded this album in somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Belgium?
Well, don't tell the Belgians that.
I like a lot of Belgians.
Wimes.
Which ones?
Wimes, I think.
I've got some favorites, I suppose, but that town was isolated, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It was out there, and it was like
Farm town, farm country, kind of.
For really rich people.
it was like sort of like Walla Walla or the Tri-Cities of Belgium, in a way, if they had fast driving BMWs heading to Luxembourg. If there was a Luxembourg in Eastern Washington, we were close to it.
All right.
Yeah, it was cool.
Good. Now, with this tour finishing, are you guys all going to go now your separate ways and not see each other for a few months?
God, I hope so.
In a way, I'm going to Germany, and these guys are doing a Q radio podcast as the Jicks. They're going to be...
Actually, yeah, our Just Jicks tour starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got one chance to do it.
It's called getting away with it. They just say like,
Hey, read the contract.
don't read the small print.
Yeah.
We'll be down there in Portland, ready for spring and spring break, and summer, and like you, we'll be doing your kind of things.
All right. Now, the last time you were here was just kind of the early. You were just sort of gotten to move to Berlin. You had been there a little while, and that seems to be working out. You're going back there after this is over with.
We're going for a vacation.
Yeah.
Like a spring. It's spring break at hippie school. I don't know when spring breaks are here. They're all different, right? So we're taking the kids there. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. My wife's a visual artist. She has a show in Berlin at Johann's Gallery, so you can come there.
He doesn't live there anymore, I think. Is that what you were asking, is if he still lives there? He's
moved on. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
All right. Now, the last time you were here, the previous album, you had worked with Beck in the studio, and I was asking a little bit about that, and you had mentioned that working with him had the pace of putting together the record in the studio moved along a lot more quicker than in the past. Had with this new record, did any of that carry over?
Oh, yeah. It was fast, too. It's paradoxical with Beck because he has trouble making decisions, but it's also, when it's other people's things, he can go faster for some reason, you know. I think he's shelved. Have you read? He's like shelved albums and you know, his self-examination of quickness. But I do believe one thing he taught me was just to not stay a long time in the studio for your basic tracking. Just do a few days because then it kind of goes down, at least at our age. I mean, when you're young, you hear about like Brian Wilson or, you know, he spent like all these months in the studio, or the My Bloody Valentine guy or something, you know, these sort of modernist cliches, but I don't think they really are right. I think you go in with good emotion, good energy, few days. A lot of the best stuff's made that way. Look at the Velvet Underground and the Rhythm of Blues from the 50s and 60s, and so many things, just fast.
Plus, you wanted to get to Luxembourg.
Yeah, we did go there. Jake's got some good stories about Luxembourg. He's shaking his head, people.
Only if this was, not public radio.
This was blue radio. There's no such thing, right? There's just profanity-laced radio. But
right, satellite. They can do whatever they want over there.
yeah.
Satellite and podcasts and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Stephen Malkmus and Jicks, wig out at Jagbags. And thanks for coming in this afternoon. Wonderful shows, the tour. If
Thanks,
you're ready
Steve.
for a couple more songs?
Yeah, we're on contract to do 2 more. I can't remember what's next, though. Okay, yeah, this is the big song. It's the one that's going to get the ratings up. It's good. All right.
Chariot could carry us across this void. I wouldn't jerry-rig or candy coat your Latin kisses. You're not what you aren't. You aren't what you're not. You got what you want. What you got? People look great when they shave, don't they? We lived on Tennyson and Venison and the Grateful Dead. It was not honey, summer, torture, mystics, double bummer. turning, Bobby spinning out. He was so messed up, we were drunk and high, just a rambling wreck, coming off the drink to see what was shaking. Up listening, the music, the best decade ever. Up listening, the music, the best decade ever.
Live music from Stephen Malkmus and the Jicks here on 90.3 KEXP. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Seattle.
Yes, they are now going on spring break, so do enjoy. I want to say thank you to our engineer, Jackson. It's 90.3 KEXP, Seattle.